Welcome, friends. Let's begin with a simple question. What is science fiction, really? It's not lasers and spaceships. It's not alien planets or time machines. At its heart, sci-fi is wonder. It's the thrill of encountering something so improbable, so astonishing, that it forces us to reconsider what's possible. It's the moment when your brain says, wait, that can't be real, and yet. What if I told you that right now, on this very planet, there are creatures walking, swimming, and flying among us whose abilities defy intuition, flout physics, and rewrite biology? Creatures that don't need writers, special effects, or suspension of disbelief, because they're already here. Evolution has spent 3.8 billion years running the ultimate R&D lab, testing trillions of prototypes, discarding failures, and refining miracles. And the result? A menagerie of life so inventive, so unbelievable, that if you wrote it into a screenplay, studio executives would say, tone it down. No one will buy it. Today, we're going on a journey, not to distant galaxies, but into the wild, hidden corners of our own world. We'll count down the 25 best animal adaptations that seem like sci-fi, but are 100% real. Each one is a testament, not to magic, not to myth, but to the staggering, relentless, breathtaking power of natural selection. So take a breath. Open your mind. Because reality is far stranger, and far more magnificent, than fiction. Before we begin the countdown proper, let's acknowledge 3 adaptations so outrageous, they almost shattered our ranking system. First, the tardigrade, a microscopic, water bear, no bigger than a poppy seed. It can survive being frozen to near absolute zero, boiled in water, blasted with 5,000 grays of radiation, 1,000 times the lethal human dose, and even exposed to the vacuum of outer space for 10 days. How? By entering a state called cryptobiosis, it dries up, replaces its water with a sugar glass, and shuts down metabolism completely, only to reboot, years later, when conditions improve. That's not endurance. That's operating system hibernation, in a living cell. Second, the electric eel. Yes, it shocks, but that's not the weird part. When hunting in murky water, it emits low-voltage pulses to scan its surroundings like radar. Then, if it detects hidden prey, it unleashes high-voltage volleys that cause involuntary muscle twitches in the target, essentially remote controlling the fish's body to reveal its position. That's not electrocution. That's neurological hacking. And third, the mimic octopus. Most octopuses camouflage. This one impersonates. It doesn't just match colors, it changes its shape, posture, and movement to convincingly mimic at least 15 other species. The banded sea snake, the lionfish, the flatfish, even jellyfish, drifting with arms trailing. It chooses its disguise based on the predator nearby. That's not mimicry, that's method acting, in real time, with zero rehearsal. And still, these didn't crack the top 25. Which means, what's coming is even more extraordinary. Let's begin. Number 25, the platypus and its sixth sense. This duck-billed, beaver-tailed, venom-spurred oddity lays eggs, sweats milk, and hunts underwater, with its eyes, ears, and nose completely sealed shut. So how does it find shrimp? Electroreception. Its bill is lined with 40,000 specialized sensors that detect the tiny electrical fields generated by muscle contractions in prey. It essentially sees the world through bioelectricity, a sense humans lack entirely. Think of it as nature's version of Daredevil's radar sense evolved in a semi-aquatic mammal in Australia. Next, the pistol shrimp's plasma cannon at number 24 belongs to the pistol shrimp. It doesn't bite or sting. Instead, it cocks one oversized claw like a gun, and snaps it shut at 60 miles per hour. The force creates a cavitation bubble that collapses with such violence, it reaches temperatures of 4,800 degrees Celsius, hotter than the surface of the sun, and emits a shockwave so loud, it stuns or kills prey instantly. The bubble even emits a flash of light, sonoluminescence. A shrimp that fires plasma bullets. That's not biology. That's hard sci-fi weaponry, miniaturized and perfected. Next, Turritopsis dawni, the immortal jellyfish, now at number 23. Turritopsis dawni, the so-called immortal jellyfish. When injured, starved, or stressed, it doesn't die. Instead, it reverses its life cycle. Its bell and tentacles deteriorate. Its cells dedifferentiate, reverting from specialized forms back into stem-like states. Then, it settles on the seafloor and regrows into a juvenile polyp, starting its life over again. This process, called transdifferentiation, can repeat indefinitely. Biologically, it has no known maximum lifespan. Death is optional. If that doesn't sound like a plot device from Star Trek, one don't know what does. Next at number 22, the mantis shrimp, vision and violence. Let's talk vision first. While humans see in 3 color channels, red, green, blue, this creature sees in 16. It detects ultraviolet light, polarized light in multiple orientations, and even circularly polarized light, a property used in advanced optics and quantum encryption. Its eyes are so complex, they're divided into 3 separate regions, each processing different visual data simultaneously. And then there's its strike. Using a spring-loaded club, it accelerates its appendage faster than a .22 caliber bullet, so fast, it creates cavitation bubbles on impact, delivering a double punch, physical impact, then a secondary shockwave. Engineers study its club's nanostructure to design lighter, stronger body armor. This isn't just an animal. It's a bioengineering marvel. At number 21, the axolotl, master of regeneration. The axolotl, a permanently aquatic salamander from Mexico. Lose a limb. It regrows it, perfectly, with bones, muscles, nerves, and skin, no scarring. Lose part of its heart. Regrown. Half its brain. Also regrown. It does this not by scar tissue, but by reactivating embryonic developmental programs in adult cells. Scientists have identified key genes, like PAX7, that control this process. Imagine a world where spinal cord injuries, heart attacks, or amputations weren't permanent. The axolotl lives in that world. It's not fantasy. It's biology waiting to be understood. At number 20, vampire bat and its altruism, featuring the common vampire bat. Yes, it drinks blood, but that's not why it's here. What's truly sci-fi is its social intelligence. Bats that fail to feed risk starvation within 72 hours. So successful bats, even non-relatives, will regurgitate blood to share with hungry roost mates. They remember who helped them, and reciprocate days later. This isn't instinct, it's calculated reciprocity, monitored over time. Researchers have even observed friendships forming based on grooming and food sharing, a tiny mammal running a biological credit system. That's not just cooperation, that's social technology. Next up at number 19, the Barrelea fish, a living periscope. Meet Macropinna microstoma, the Barrelea fish. Found a mile deep in the Pacific, it has a transparent, fluid-filled dome over its head, like a biodome helmet. Inside, its eyes are tubular and rotate. Normally, they point upward, scanning for silhouettes of prey above. When it spots something, it rotates its eyes forward, all while remaining motionless, then surges upward to strike. Its green lenses filter out sunlight from above, helping it spot bioluminescent flashes. A fish with a retractable periscope and built-in glare reduction. That's not adaptation. That's submersible engineering. At number 18, the bombardier beetle, with its chemical warfare. When threatened, it contracts muscles to squirt hydroquinone and hydrogen peroxide into a reaction chamber lined with catalytic enzymes. The mixture explodes, reaching boiling point, in a controlled detonation that sprays a scalding, noxious chemical cloud at predators. Crucially, the chamber has a flexible wall that acts like a pulsed jet engine, allowing rapid fire bursts. It's not just defense, it's precision-guided incendiary delivery, in a creature smaller than your thumb. At number 17, the archerfish and its amazing ballistics. It doesn't chase insects. It shoots them down. From below the water's surface, it accounts for light refraction, the bending of light that makes objects appear displaced, and calculates the exact angle and force needed to hit a target up to 2 meters away. It then forms its tongue against a groove in its roof to create a narrow channel, and fires a jet of water so precise, it can knock a fly off a leaf 90% of the time. And juveniles learn by watching adults. This isn't reflex, it's applied physics, taught, practiced, and perfected. At number 16, the lyrebird, nature's sound library. The superb lyrebird is a native of Australia. Males perform elaborate courtship dances, but the real show is audio. They don't just mimic birds. They replicate chainsaws, camera shutters, car alarms, laser guns, even human speech. One famous individual, Chuck, mimicked the sounds of a construction site, including hammers, saws, and a human voice saying, "Hello, Chuck." Their syrinx, the avian vocal organ, has independent left and right control, allowing them to layer sounds like a DJ. It's not imitation. It's high-fidelity sonic sampling. At number 15, we have the hairy frog and its bone blades. The hairy frog is also called the Wolverine frog. When attacked, it contracts muscles to snap the bones in its toes, forcing sharp, claw-like protrusions to pierce through the skin of its feet. These aren't keratin claws like a cat's. They're actual bone spurs, deployed only in emergencies. There's no sheath, no retraction. Just raw, painful self-mutilation for survival. After the threat passes, the skin heals over. If that doesn't sound like our X-Men origin story, nothing does. Coming in at number 14, the dragonfish and its red light stealth. The dragonfish is a deep-sea predator living below 1,500 meters, where sunlight vanishes. Most creatures here are blind to red light, so the dragonfish evolved red bioluminescent photophores under its eyes. It uses them like infrared spotlights to illuminate prey without being seen. To other animals, it hunts in total darkness. To itself, it's got night vision. A private illumination system in a lightless world. That's not evolution, that's tactical stealth tech. At number 13, the sea cucumber evisceration. When grabbed by a predator, it doesn't flee. It explodes, it contracts violently and ejects its entire digestive tract, along with sticky, toxic tubules, distracting or entangling the attacker. Then, over the next few weeks, it regrows everything. Intestines, respiratory trees, even parts of its nervous system. Sacrifice the expendable to save the essential. In biology, they call it autotomy. In sci-fi, it's self-destruct decoy protocol. Next at number 12, the pistol shrimp and goby symbiosis, a neural handshake. This isn't one animal, it's a duo, the pistol shrimp and the goby fish. The shrimp is nearly blind but an expert excavator. The goby has sharp eyes but can't dig, so they share a burrow. The shrimp keeps one antenna in constant contact with the goby's tail. If the goby flicks, danger, the shrimp dives in. They've even been observed coordinating digging shifts. One provides security, the other provides real estate. It's not friendship, it's a biological joint venture, with real-time communication. Coming in at number 11, the kangaroo rat with its predictive evasion. The kangaroo rat is found in the American Southwest. When a rattlesnake strikes, at 3 meters per second, this rodent doesn't just jump. It predicts the strike trajectory mid-air and redirects its leap away from the fangs, before the snake even reaches it. Its hind legs store elastic energy like springs, releasing it in 70 milliseconds. High-speed footage shows it kicking sand at the snake to disrupt aim. This isn't reaction time. It's anticipatory biomechanics, a neural algorithm refined by predation. At number 10, the yeti crab, a chemosynthetic farmer. The yeti crab, discovered in 2005 near hydrothermal vents 2,200 meters deep. The water there is superheated, acidic, and toxic, rich in hydrogen sulfide. Yet the crab thrives. How? Its claws are covered in hair-like setae densely colonized by chemosynthetic bacteria. The crab waves its arms in vent currents, farming the bacteria, which convert toxic chemicals into edible sugars. It then scrapes the microbes off with specialized mouthparts. A deep-sea farmer cultivating extremophiles for food. That's not survival. It's extraterrestrial agriculture. At number 9, the cuttlefish hypnosis. Cuttlefish, or cuttles, are marine mollusks of the family Cepiidae. Its skin is a dynamic display of millions of pigment cells, chromatophores, iridophores, leucophores, controlled directly by the brain. But its most astonishing trick, the passing cloud display, waves of dark pigment ripple across its body, mesmerizing prey into a trance-like state. Experiments show shrimp freeze mid-swim, as if hypnotized. The cuttlefish then glides in for the kill. This isn't camouflage. It's neurolinguistic programming, via skin. At number 8, the naked mole rat and its cancer-proof longevity. The naked mole rat, also known as the sand puppy, is a burrowing rodent native to the Horn of Africa and parts of Kenya, notably in Somali regions. It lives over 30 years, 10 times longer than similar-sized rodents. It feels no pain from acid or capsaicin. It's immune to cancer. Why? 2 reasons. First, its cells produce an ultra-high molecular weight form of hyaluronan, a sugary substance in tissues, that prevents overcrowding and tumor formation. Second, it has enhanced protein quality control, reducing cellular damage. When scientists removed this hyaluronan, the mole rats became susceptible to cancer. We're now testing synthetic versions in human trials. The key to aging and oncology may be hiding in a wrinkly, subterranean rodent. At number 7, the star-nosed mole. The fastest forager. The star-nosed mole is a small semi-aquatic mole found in moist, low-elevation areas in the northeastern parts of North America. Its nose isn't for smelling, it's for touch. 22 fleshy, pink tentacles surround its snout, packed with over 25,000 IMAs organs, ultra-sensitive touch receptors. Its brain dedicates 52% of its somatosensory cortex to this star, more than we devote to our hands and face combined. It can identify and eat prey in 120 milliseconds, the fastest foraging of any mammal. It doesn't see the world. It reads it, like Braille, at lightning speed. Next at number 6, the peacock mantis shrimp and its secret light language. Odontodactylus ciliaris, commonly known as the peacock mantis shrimp, harlequin mantis shrimp, painted mantis shrimp, clown mantis shrimp, rainbow mantis shrimp, or simply mantis shrimp. We've talked about its punch and vision, but here's the kicker: it reflects circularly polarized light off specialized body patches. Almost no other animal can detect this form of light. It requires optical structures more complex than linear polarization. So when 2 mantis shrimp flash these signals at each other, they're communicating in a private, encrypted channel, invisible to predators and prey alike. A biological quantum communication network. Yes, and it's been running for 400 million years. Coming in at number 5, the tardigrade. The cosmic survivor tardigrades are among the most resilient animals known, with individual species able to survive extreme conditions. Number 5 brings us back to the tardigrade, but now, let's go deeper. How does cryptobiosis actually work? When dehydrated, tardigrades produce intrinsically disordered proteins, called CAHS, SAHS, and MAHS, that form a glass-like matrix inside cells, preserving membranes and DNA. They also deploy DSUP, a damage suppressor protein that physically shields DNA from radiation. In 2007, the ESA sent tardigrades into low Earth orbit. After 10 days of vacuum and solar UV, 68% survived rehydration. These are the only animals proven to endure open space. If life exists elsewhere, or if we seed it, the tardigrade is our prototype. At number 4, the anglerfish, a biological fusion anglerfish, occur worldwide. The majority are bottom dwellers. Females dangle a glowing lure to attract prey, and mates. Males are tiny, sometimes 1/10 her size. When a male finds a female, he bites and fuses, his mouth tissues merge with her skin. Blood vessels connect. His eyes, fins, and internal organs degenerate, until only his testes remain, nourished by her bloodstream. He becomes a permanent, parasitic sperm source. Some females carry up to 8 males. This isn't symbiosis, it's permanent biological integration, a single organism with multiple genomes. Nature's answer to the thing, but real. At number 3, the octopus, with its distributed intelligence. Octopuses have a complex nervous system and excellent sight, and are among the most intelligent. 2/3 of its 500 million neurons aren't in its brain, they're in its arms. Each arm can taste chemicals through suckers, sense texture, and make decisions independently. An arm severed from the body will still reach for food, avoid pain, and solve simple mazes. The central brain sets goals, fetch that crab, but the arms figure out how. It's not a single mind. It's a collaborative neural network, 8 semi-autonomous agents, united by a shared purpose. If consciousness is emergent, the octopus proves it can emerge in multiple places at once. At number 2, the electric catfish, the living EMP. The electric catfish is found in Africa. Unlike eels, which zap in pulses, this fish generates a continuous, high-voltage field around its entire body. When prey enters the field, their nervous systems are overwhelmed, muscles lock, gills spasm, and they float helplessly to the surface. The catfish doesn't aim, it doesn't need to. It floods the zone. Think of it as a biological area denial weapon, a living electromagnetic pulse generator, and it's been doing it for 100 million years. And now, our number 1. We listed Turritopsis dohrnii, also known as the immortal jellyfish, at number 23 earlier, but here's why it ascends to number 1 upon reflection. Because its adaptation isn't about power, it's not about speed, or stealth, or strength. It's about time. In a universe governed by entropy, where everything decays, rusts, and fades, this jellyfish found a loophole. Not by resisting death, but by redefining life. When the world becomes hostile, it doesn't flee. It doesn't fight, it resets. It dissolves its adult form, returns to a simpler state, and begins again, not as a copy, but as itself, renewed. There's no known limit, no expiration date. In lab conditions, one lineage has cycled over 8 times, equivalent to a human living, dying, and being reborn. 8 times, without aging. Think about that. In mythology, we have phoenixes. In religion, resurrection. In sci-fi, cloning, cryosleep, digital uploads. But in reality, a jellyfish in a petri dish, quietly cheating time. It's not flashy. It doesn't explode or zap or hypnotize. But it offers something rarer, hope. Hope that endings aren't final. That damage isn't irreparable. That even in collapse, there's potential for renewal. If science fiction is about imagining better futures, then Turritopsis dohrnii isn't just sci-fi, it's science hope. So, what do these 25 adaptations teach us? That life is not passive. It's inventive. That constraints don't limit evolution, they fuel it. That the most advanced technology on Earth isn't in Silicon Valley or Geneva. It's in the deep sea, the rainforest canopy, the desert soil, written in DNA, refined by time. We don't need to dream of alien life to feel wonder. We just need to pay attention to the life we already have. Thank you for listening, for wondering, for staying curious. Because in a world that often feels broken, remembering that this is possible is a kind of magic all its own.